I also usually live stream it. So I'm setting the live stream. It's actually 5:30. Michael Akinleye, it's nice having you. Mr. Peter, it's nice having you. I want to say good evening to everyone on this call, and I want to say Happy New Year. It's a bright new year, yes. So we give thanks to God. It's been by His mercies that we are not consumed. Yes, throughout last year, He has kept us. On this program, I want to appreciate everyone that have supported me in one way or the other last year. Some people, they are so consistent, but some did that on tight schedule. At least people always, for those everyone has contributed in one way or the other, I want to say thank you so much. And it's another year, it's another new year. Let's keep bridging the knowledge gap in the insurance industry. You recall when we started this program in September 2021, we have three cardinal objectives of this program: to bridge the knowledge gap in the insurance industry, to enhance the credibility of insurance services, and to demystify the complexity in claim processing. So, and that is what we have been looking into. That is the erroneous impression about insurance. We have been trying to demystify that, and we want to continue the journey again this year. Thank you for joining me. Who is that person? Please, as you join, just mute your mic. Is that Akinleye Michael? Please kindly mute your mic. Thank you for joining me. So let's kickstart the journey again this year. So this evening, we'll be discussing another interesting topic, salient topic. So many people don't put their minds on it. We want to unveil the insurance need in the hospitality industry. When we talk about hospitality, what do we mean? What is hospitality industry? What is it about? In our various homes, maybe when you have your visitors, the way you attend to your visitor, you want to make sure that your visitor is comfortable and all that. Maybe if the visitor is sleeping over there, you make sure the visitor will sleep, you make the place comfortable and everything. You get the best meal for your visitor. All these things that is what hospitality is all about. Ensuring that your visitor or your visitors are comfortable. And RBE is a huge business. The hospitality business or the hospitality industry is a viable business. It's one of the industry that is adding positively to the GDP of the nation. Because people like to go about tourism, people like to relax. People always say, there's this saying that all play and no work make Jack a dull, or all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. That saying used to do. So when you talk about hospitality industry, it's a serious business. But when we now look at the insurance, the impact of insurance in that industry is not so felt, because so many people think, when it comes to insurance, people will always say, do I really need insurance? What is it about? This and that. So this evening, we want to be looking at what are the insurance needs that is available that's in the hospitality industry. So just like I have on my slide, the hospitality industry is divided or comprised of I've put it under 5 different sectors. There's food and beverages, the lodging, the recreation, the travel and tourism, then the meeting and events. We cannot cover everything today. We'll continue it next week, but we'll be looking at the food and beverages. The food and beverages sector of the hospitality industry. You know, when we look at I'm coming. So the food and the and beverages. Okay, I think I gave the example. I gave the example that okay, no, when some of the examples are restaurants, cafeteria, catering companies, and fast food restaurants. So you know all these places that when if you feel like okay you don't want to eat in your food in your house or you know you are like okay let me go to a restaurant to take my food or to eat or you have a visitor you don't want to cook for your visitor in the house you can take your visitor to a restaurant. You know we have different forms of restaurant but we'll be looking at you know the standard one, I mean, the likes of maybe Golden Gate Restaurant, or the fast food, the likes of maybe Mr. Hichi, you know, all these fast food, we all know them around us. The eateries, all these are restaurants, these are you know, talking about the food and beverage, or talking about the bar, you know, the club, the bar, and you know, I'm talking about the food aspect because the hospitality industry is very vast actually. So I've sectioned them into 5. So we are looking at the first one, which is the food and beverages. I want to look at the case study of the restaurant. No, let's look at from the picture of my slide. If you're on this call, if you're on this, you look at. I have a picture of what a typical restaurant looks like. You know, in the restaurant, people walk in, you know, to place their order. You take your food, then you have a section. You go and sit down and eat and all that. Some people may walk in and say, "Okay, no, I don't want to eat here. I want to take it home." So that is a picture. You know, the picture of what a restaurant look like. I believe you agree with me. I believe you all agree with me. At least that's a typical picture of what a restaurant look like. Now let's try and highlight some of the insurance needs of a restaurant. You know, even so many people running restaurants, they always feel, oh, do they actually need it? But this evening, the program this evening is opening our eyes to some of those insurance needs, to some of the insurance that if you're running a restaurant, I mean, you know, we have the big, the small business, the medium, and the big. It depending on the capacity or depending on the nature of your business. But whatever size, be it a small, medium, the industry you are running, or maybe you have a small restaurant, or you have a big restaurant, or you have the likes of the 5-star restaurant. I believe whichever grade or whichever category of the business of the restaurants you are running, you have insurance needs. And some of the insurance needs I've highlighted for us this evening. We'll run over them one after the other. I have them as you have a fire and special peril, you have burglary insurance, you have insurance needs for product liability. I'll pick them one by one, but I'm just running through them. You have product liability, you have insurance needs for public liability, you have insurance needs for all risk insurance, you have insurance needs for pecuniary insurance, you have insurance needs for goods in transit insurance, you have insurance needs for group life insurance, you have insurance needs for fidelity insurance, and you have insurance needs for health insurance. So I'll be taking it one after the other. I know we have limited time, but I will just like, you know, the finance and special peril. You know, your restaurant, is in a building. So imagine if you have that building raised down in fire. What will be the lot of the business? Are you saying if your restaurant, I mean, the unexpected, if the unexpected happen and your fire is cut off and your restaurant is cut off in fire, are you saying that will be the end of your business? So many business people, so many businesses have gone down the drain because there is no insurance in place when such unexpected, when such loss occur. And talking about the burglary, the I mean imagine your contents, all your utensils, or everything you are using, your furniture, everything. If it's being carted away, or your major, if your restaurant is being burgled and those vital things are taken off, maybe your TV set or everything that you need to make your visitors comfortable, if they are being carted away, look at the cost implication. What it will take you to replace whatever is being carted away by the burglars it will not be, the cost implication will be far more than if you had put insurance in place. I believe we can all relate with that. Now let's look at the product liability. You are running a restaurant, people are coming, just like the picture I have here. People come to place order, for your food and all that. Imagine if somebody eats your food and it's discovered that, oh, this food, it's after eating the food, the person became sick or became upset, or discovered that the food is spoiled or something. There has been some cases of some restaurants being locked up because they are not having hygienic food for their customers. So your customer can say, oh, I'm instituting an action against you in the court of law because when I entered into your restaurant, after eating from your restaurant, I developed maybe stomach pain or whatever. You can be sued for getting for that your customer has eaten the food, and you can say, oh, it is because of the food that you have. So that is because that's your product. So when you have product liability in that situation, your product liability insurance will speak to that liability case. I believe we can relate with that. So if your customer sues you that, oh, you are running a restaurant and the person say, oh, it is the food I ate in your place that has made me to develop this stomach issue, or that I ate spoiled food in your place, whatever it is, and the person is suing you for that, for you to now begin to say, oh, you are taking from your capital to run lawsuit, this will dip into your capital. So if you have product liability, insurance, your you would not have to spend any amount of money to give to your lawyer or to do the law case. I believe we can all relate with that. Now, the next one I have on the slide, I have the public liability. Just like you have on this picture that people come into your restaurant, people come there to place order, to do a lot of things. If your visitors or your customers, maybe they should fall down, maybe they slip their feet and fall down, maybe they break their leg or break their arm due to because they have come to your restaurant, such person can say, oh, I fell down because of I entered into your restaurant. So the person can sue you. So your public liability, what public liability? No, we have talked about all these things in my previous. No, last year we have dealt about lots of products in the insurance, but this time around, we want to be putting them to the segment, to the industry. So we are looking at how it relates to the hospitality industry. So if your clients now say, oh, it's because when I enter your restaurant, I fall down and the person decides to institute an action against you in the court of law. It's just that in this part of the country, because some of us we don't even know our rights from our wrong. So if you have a customer that is instituting an action against you, that because he fell down he broke his leg, or even if the bread is not, the leg is not broken, if it were twisted, any little discomfort, the customer can try to sue you, and your public liability insurance will speak to that. So that is what public liability insurance does. The third party is a third liability insurance. So it speaks to that. Now let's talk about the all risk insurance. In the you might need to, in the course of preparing the food for your customer, you may first of all have to, you may be doing some distribution. You may have van that maybe you are taking food to places, or even when you get the raw materials that you use to prepare your food, or you have to move your goods from one place to another, or your properties from one place to another. That is what your all risk insurance gives you. If you know that you have some valuable items that you may need to be moving from one place to another, and if there is a damage to that, maybe in the course of moving them, there is a damage along the line, your all risk insurance will speak to that. So in the course of your business, you have need to effect all risk insurance. I believe we can all relate with that. Then talking about the pecuniary insurance, no, we said that is insurance of loss of earning. Just like I've said in the fire as special parents, supposing the restaurant is both is raised down in fire, and for some period of time you are not able to open your restaurant again. If you have put pecuniary insurance in place, that pecuniary insurance will give you an income that you are supposed to be earning, supposing you were in operation. Pecuniary insurance is the insurance of loss of earning, as in case you are not, you are not able to operate your restaurant, consequence upon the fire loss that has occurred. If you have pecuniary insurance, your pecuniary insurance will give you that earning, that is that profit you are expected to make, supposing you did not have fire loss. Your pecuniary insurance will speak to that and will give you that loss of earning. So many of these things, lots of people don't know, and that is why this program is out to enlighten us. You know, a lot of people, when their business, when they have vision, maybe for example, maybe their office premises or their business premises is raised down in fire, they always at the end of it. A lot of people just only stop at putting on just fire policy. Yes, insurance will restore your building for you, but what of those earnings you ought to have been making, supposing there was no fire loss? So it means that profit would have gone. But if you have pecuniary insurance, your earnings will still be provided for you. You will still earn that earning you ought to have been earning, supposing there was no loss. I believe we can all relate with that. Now let's look at goods in transit insurance. The goods in transit is, maybe you want to order your raw material or your finished products. Maybe you want to go and some people have orders. You are taking your products from one place to another, and because of it, the product, there was there's an accident, and in the course of transit there is a loss. Your good in transit, we speak to that. I believe we can all relate with that. Then the group life insurance, the group life insurance is actually a statutory form of insurance that every employer of labor that has at least minimum of 5 employees, you have to pick a group life insurance. So you will have your workers that you are working with. And what's the essence of this group life? In case there's a loss, maybe one of your member of staff is no more, you wouldn't have need to dip your hand into your capital to pay the family of or the beneficiary of your deceased member of staff, your group life insurance will speak to that. So that is what your group insurance will do for you to cater, to cushion to give succor to the family of your deceased employee. Then we have the fidelity insurance. That is fidelity insurance speaks to the dishonesty of your employee. Maybe the people in charge of your cash and all that, and you realize that there is connivance, or there is you discover that your employee they are cheating on you. You discover fraud that your employee has committed and all that. Your fidelity insurance will speak to that. So you do not think that, oh, your employee has taken your money and that's the end of it. No, that's not the end of it. If you have fidelity insurance, it will speak to that. Then the last one on the list is the health insurance. You need to take, you need to be concerned about the health of your employee. So you pick health insurance for them. So all this, these are like trying to open our eyes to some of these insurance needs that I can bet it with us that so many of these restaurants, this eatery, most of them, for those that even care to do insurance, they stop at fire and special peril. Now imagine if there is a loss, your fire and special peril, even if there is a fire loss, your fire and special peril will not take you back. You will not be fully restored to your position, because yes, your building will be built for you, but what of those periods you are not in business? Who pays the bill? Who pays for your profit? So many of these things. So when you have a comprehensive, actually in a business policy like this, you can have it as a combined comprehensive insurance that it will cover all these things. So you will know that you are fully covered. So in case of any loss, in case of any peril, your business is still standing. Your business is still standing. So I'll be wrapping up by letting us to understand that the purpose of insurance is for wealth preservation and business continuity. Imagine if there's no insurance and there's a loss. So many businesses have gone down the drain. They have gone under because there was no insurance in place. What insurance does to every business is to preserve that business, is to ensure there is continuity, even in the face of adversity, in the face of unforeseen contingencies. Your business will still be standing if you have put adequate insurance protection in place. So because of our time, it is interactive session. Because of our time, I want to leave out this time for contribution or for question. If you have any question or you have any contribution, I'll be glad to have your input now. For those of you watching me on my live stream, you can type if you have any question, you can put it down. I will answer it later. But for those of us on this call, kindly unmute and ask your question. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I have a question here. Let me read it. So I'm listening, I'm waiting. Okay, nice teaching. Okay, the comments. Thank you, Akinla and Michael. Said nice teaching. Thank you for that. So question or contribution, please. So that can we have our question now or our yes. So let's keep it rolling. You want me to come in? Thank you everyone for joining me. So I need you to, it's an interactive session. Let's give our inputs. Yes, I'm listening. Someone is talking. I thought someone is talking. Any question? If there is no question, what we have discussed, no, I started by saying, by appreciating everyone that supported this program last year, and thank you for joining me again this year. And I want to, okay, somebody is talking. Is anyone asking question? Please, if you have any question, just unmute your mic and ask your question. Okay. So what we have discussed today is to unveil the insurance needs in the hospitality industry. And we try to lay the foundation by getting us acquainted to know what the hospitality industry is made up of. They are segmented to 5 different sectors, and we have only talked about the food and beverage sector. We still have the lodging, we still have the events. So we will unveil such the insurance needs that is available. So if you are in business of hospitality, you know that you have insurance needs for preservation of your business, for preservation of your wealth, for your business continuity. Insurance is key. Insurance is key. Do I have anyone asking question? So if no question, I want to appreciate the presence of my senior colleague in the industry, Madam Abimbola Tiamiyu. Thank you, Madam, for joining us on this program this evening. I'm so delighted and elated to have you in our midst. Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome, and thank everyone for attending.
Thank you, Ma. I really appreciate you, Ma. So, do I have another person who wants to? Okay, no one is talking today. So, the program has started again. So, next week we'll continue with it. We'll talk about the other aspects. Now, I want to say something. This year, if you have any concern about insurance, you can always reach out to, maybe ahead of time, you can just send your mail to info@graceojoblog.org or bimboconsultancy@gmail.com, or you can even call me directly or WhatsApp me on 080-269-40605. I'll be glad to attend to you. And if it's something, kindly mute your mic, please, that person that is talking. And if it's something we'll have to bring to this to this meeting to discuss it, I will not hesitate. So that we all be on the same page. We all understand that insurance is for us, is there to preserve our wealth for us. Thank you for that person. This is the person that is talking. Please mute your. I think I will learn how to mute everybody. So thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone for coming. Let's meet again next week. Same time next week, between the hours of 5:30 and 6 p.m. Madam Kenny, you are there. Thank you. Madam Iwande, Madam Fonime, Lizzie, Samuel, Mr. Peter.
Good evening, Madam. Well done.
Good evening. Thank you. Happy New Year, Madam. Hakim, everyone that have joined me this evening, that have started with me this evening, I want to say thank you so much. So let's meet again next week. Same time next week, Wednesday, between 5:30 and 6 p.m. And if you have any insurance needs, kindly reach out to me. Thank you so much. Do have a great evening. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Recording stopped.